Hello, listeners. This is Megan here, and I would like to give the disclaimer that this episode is fully unedited. We do talk about some stuff, so I'm going to give a trigger warning within this for just a variety of things. I can't give specific because honestly, I already can't remember what I put in it. But just expect some topics that aren't for everyone. And I did also, on a more unserious side note, mess up the outro and intro music during recording. So you will hear the outro music first and then the intro music. That is my fault. But thank you for listening, listeners.
Welcome back, everybody, to what you know as a podcast.
Maybe a Sundays podcast.
Potentially.
Maybe.
Spelled like the flower.
Two of them.
Two of them.
Maybe there's a third one. A secret third one in there.
Maybe a secret third one when you read between the lines.
But you could say maybe that I'm your host, Megan.
And you could potentially say alphas and omegas that I am your second host, Haley.
And we are here today together for the second live recording with both of us here. In the same room.
In the same womb.
In the same womb. We were born together.
But
in
separate.
The same womb.
In the same war.
In the same war. To make one podcast. And that podcast is this one.
We were born, bred, and raised
on
farm grade, AAA medium beef,
and
to podcast for you.
And what have we given you but our life and soul?
What have we bared to you except for all of our secrets?
You have many secrets of ours. And
Too many, in fact.
And it's not another secret to say that we are here recording for you.
Potentially, to share more secrets.
Maybe not. Secret. I love you, people of the podcast. Yay!
Ladies and germs, we have been all over God's green earth so far this morning.
We have had burrito covered in cheese and had to eat with fork and knife.
We went to a garden center that was much bigger than we thought.
So many trees. And then we also went and got drinks, bevies, at a very nice shop.
All local businesses, because we support local.
We love the local businesses.
We love local.
And we also love being here. I'm being forced to say that. Gun to head.
Gun to head. I'm holding Megan hostage to record this episode.
I am slowly rolling away.
Yeah, this fucking floor has a tendency to just let you roll. We need a grippy pad on the floor here. Well, we're not staying in here permanently.
No.
So that's that.
We are at Haley's house today.
Haley's new house today.
Haley's new house today. And what are we going to talk about? What is today's... What's the talk of the town? What's on our bulletin board?
I don't have anything on my bulletin board recently. I feel like everything that I've thought of, I've just messaged you about.
Yeah. And that's the sad thing about this podcast is it's like we can't talk to each other until today.
Unless we have, specific things that we've put aside to only talk about.
Yeah, it's like we can't talk to each other until we record, and then we have to stop talking to each other.
Yeah, I don't have anything in my notes app. I don't have I don't have anything prepared. I feel there was something I wanted to talk to you. Oh, I wanted to bring the hurricane thing on the podcast, but then we ended up talking about that this morning. For the viewers that may not be inclined with this information, there was an article that I read. Somebody did a study on the death tolls that hurricanes have caused, and compared it, the male named hurricanes to the female named hurricanes, and female hurricanes had a higher death toll. And he hypothesized that it's because people hear female names and they don't think there's as much danger to them. So they just, they didn't prepare as much, and then it got way out of hand.
And
so
as
interesting.
We know, Katrina.
As we know, the most memorable hurricanes in human existence in recent history all had female names.
Yes, they were all very dangerous.
Very dangerous, and very bad, and the government did not respond appropriately to any of them.
And those dumbasses didn't even do shit.
Speaking of the government, Joe Biden was in our area recently.
Yes, he was in Scantron, and he stayed at the Radisson.
Caused way too much traffic delays for the citizens of a city that he never really lived in.
Yeah, he only lived here very briefly.
Like 5 years,
yeah.
I think.
And I've lived here longer.
Yeah, we've been here our whole lives. When do I get an expressway named after me?
I think I've collectively been in Scranton. I don't even live in Scranton. I've been in Scranton for more time than Joe Biden has.
A 100 peasy.
In 24 years, I think I've been in Scranton collectively longer. I have been to Boscov's more than a couple times in my life. I know the Steamtown Mall like the back of my fucking hand.
Even though there's
nothing there anymore, but I remember where each shop was when it was full of things.
I only remember where the Hot Topic was.
I remember where the Hot Topic was. I remember that the elevators.
Oh, there was a Victoria's Secret right next
near
to the
the
Hot
elevators.
Topic. Yeah.
Yes, and the Boscov's is in the same place.
Not moving. It's keeping that mall alive.
And it has stayed the same since I was a wee child.
Since birth. The birth of Boscov's, really.
Yeah.
It's the same carpet, the same tiles, the same bathroom. They've got the same giant peppers in their kitchen stuff.
Yes.
We should have went to Boscov's today.
Yeah. We should have went to Boscov's.
Damn.
The day's still young.
The day is
4
still
o'clock.
young.
Wee!
It is. Yeah, we were at the burrito place for a while.
Were we?
Well, I feel like we were.
I felt like we were there for maybe like 45 minutes.
Well, I don't know, because we got there and it was like 1:30. It was like 1:40.
Are you kidding?
I'm so serious.
Oh my god.
They sped up time.
They did. They made me feel like I wasn't there at all long.
It was just that big ass burrito.
The big ass burrito. Oh my god.
A burrito that, can it really be called a burrito if it's not closed?
It was closed.
It was open on both ends.
Well, to be fair, they were like, don't open that.
Don't pick it up.
Don't pick it up. It's covered in cheese. Your hands will get sticky. They probably were like, we don't expect you to. We don't expect you to open it.
What if you went, so I know you were uncomfortable eating the burrito with a fork and knife. But what if you just went full psycho mode and just cut the whole thing up and mixed it?
I was thinking about it, but I was like, I feel like they would judge me so hard.
Probably, but you're paying for the food.
I am, but I would also judge me if I was a waiter and I saw someone do that.
So
because
fair.
I do work in the food industry. And there are things that people do that are like technically speaking, like it's normal. Like you come in, order grilled cheese. But I'm like, go home. Go home and make a grilled cheese. All you need is bread and cheese and a stove.
Yeah,
you don't
but
have
not everybody does it good.
No, but I will do it worse on purpose.
So fair. That did make me want a grilled cheese and tomato soup.
I have not. I don't know. I haven't been in a grilled cheese tomato soup mood.
Sometimes I just want tomato soup and bread. I don't even want the grilled cheese.
I don't like tomato soup unless it's with the grilled cheese.
I like tomato soup, but it gives me heartburn.
I don't think I've ever gotten heartburn.
You are so lucky. I've been getting it randomly at night.
Night?
Yeah, I go to lay down and it's not I'm not even on my side. I'm just laying down on my back and then it just burns. I don't know. I think we talked about this once before. I think it's just indigestion. I don't think it's heartburn.
Yeah, indigestion's different.
Yeah, it's just whatever it is. It feels like my esophagus starts just getting on fire.
Like acid reflux, which I have acid reflux.
Probably.
I get really bad acid reflux all the time for no reason.
That sucks. But it's
like when I drink water, I get acid reflux.
You have to drain your stomach acid.
Yeah, I do.
Poke a hole in there.
I want to. I get really bloated no matter what I do. And then it goes... And it's awful.
Ugh.
It's like vomiting in your own mouth the entire day.
That is so terrible.
It's awful. It is truly I need to go to a doctor and tell him to just stick a tube down my throat or something.
We all have needs for the doctor.
Yeah, I know you do.
But we're not talking about my needs.
We're not talking about her needs.
But it's just going to the doctor, specifically, obviously we're in America, but specifically in America, like, the healthcare system sucks. Our doctors suck.
And,
it's so expensive.
And if you go to the wrong place, you wait so long, and then you're like, what the fuck
and, like, it's
am I doing
not
here?
Worth it.
No. I haven't been to, like, a family, like, a general care doctor, and I do need to go back to get my general care, but I've also been waiting to get a job I don't fucking hate, so I can get money that'll actually pay for insurance.
So fair. I'm so afraid in the next couple of years to have to go on get my own insurance plan. Like, what the fuck do you mean I have to do that by myself?
Yep.
Why can't I be my mother's responsibility for her whole life?
To be fair, I live in my mom's house, and I still can't be on her plan.
I don't know why, because you're supposed to be able to be on your parents' plan until you're 26.
Correct.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on mine. My mother's, she's not getting rid of me yet.
Mm-hmm. She's not bumping you off yet.
No, she told me stay on there the whole time.
Yeah.
She's like, save yourself the money. I'm like, you do not need to tell me twice.
I mean, technically right now I'm still on, but I'm already like 3 years ahead, and that's bad. Everyone, don't do that. Hey, everyone, just stay in the year that you're in and not 5 years ahead of you at where you need to be.
What do you mean?
I'm like in my head, I'm like 3 years in the future. I don't know why, but I'm like, oh, I have to get health insurance. Like I'm always planning 3 years ahead.
Well, that's fair. I mean, that's a good thing in some ways.
But it's not. Because
it could be good.
I'm constantly stressed. And it's not even like I'm saving money. It's just like I'm constantly worried that in 3 years I won't have health insurance.
So fair. Like, do you use that? Well, you do. You've got contacts.
Yeah.
You're gonna need vision.
I don't have vision anymore. That's done. That ends early.
Audience, there's somebody clapping outside.
I think it's for us.
The window is open, and I am going to close it.
Oh my god.
Hold on.
But
my vision is...
My dental and my vision is done.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I have been buying my own glasses. I'm gonna go get my eyes checked soon because my vision's going down. I wanted to get, what is it? A LASIK, but I can't.
Oh, I don't... My mom had bad after. She still has to put fucking eye goop in her eyes.
Yeah. But always do.
She would recommend LASIK.
But I can't get it because you have to wait for your eyes to level out. And I don't think my eyes will ever.
No, and isn't it like $2,000 per eye?
Something like that. But I wouldn't mind paying that if it is going to make me not have to buy glasses every year.
Yeah. But some people I've read, or like just that I've heard, that it doesn't work.
Yeah, because if you go to the wrong person and they're like, how has your eyes gone down? And like a certain amount of time, and they just don't check. Yeah, it's gonna get worse. Because my eyes did level out for a couple years, and then all of a sudden they just started getting worse again.
That's crazy.
Is this a coincidence?
I don't know. It's only 4:14. Can we pause?
Yes, we can pause. Well, I could just edit this out. Or
okay.
I can.
Sorry for that intrusion, everybody. What were we talking about?
Vision.
Vision's weird.
It is. Like I said, my vision plateaued for a good couple years and then it got worse. And now I'm back to being bad with eyes.
Bad eyes.
It shouldn't happen, but it does. Your eyes just constantly get worse. And I'm getting on the verge of legally blind. So I have a -4.
That's crazy.
-3. -4, -3. One of them.
And you just became a licensed driver.
Slave.
That's
I almost did I tell you I almost failed the vision test at the DMV?
No.
Yeah, they showed and they were I said a letter and she was like, "You want to try again?" And I said I think it was like an O and I said C. And she was like, "Do you want to try again?" I said, "Oh, C. Okay. Cool." And she's like, "Yeah, you did it. It was great." You laughed.
Do they make you take your glasses off or your contacts out, or can you do it with them in?
You do them with them in.
Okay.
Because they want to check your vision with your contacts or glasses.
Well, I would hope they didn't care what it was if you weren't wearing them, because you shouldn't be driving if you weren't wearing them.
You shouldn't be driving without your glasses on, people.
Xavier does.
He's stupid.
And he can't see well.
And he shouldn't, and he's stupid.
But he refuses to wear his glasses.
Why? Get contacts in.
I don't know.
Get eye contacts, please. For the love of God.
Yeah, I got no idea.
I don't understand. Leaving.
Yeah, he got glasses the same year that I got glasses.
Yeah.
So it's going back a while, and he hasn't worn them since a month after.
He's gonna get a lazy eye. Did you know that if you don't wear your glasses, you can develop a lazy eye?
That's insane.
Yeah.
Why?
It's something to do with like how you like the concentration of your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you can't see and everything's blurry, your eyes will just
slowly drift?
Yeah, because they have nothing to concentrate on. Everything's blurry. Yeah, so if you don't wear your glasses, you can develop a lazy eye.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how bad Xavier's eyesight is.
It probably, if he... I mean, I can't say if he's good enough to drive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he drives after smoking.
Oh my god.
So, they're not making the best of decisions, my brothers.
No. So, license to kill. That's what he's telling
I got one of those.
Or damn. One of them licenses.
I got one of them licenses to straight up fucking murder a man.
See, I never understand people who don't want to drive glasses because they are on my list of people up with old people who shouldn't be driving.
Yeah.
Because
the man in the Jeep today shouldn't be driving.
No, he also shouldn't have been driving.
Mm-mm.
But my grandfather, he did not want to give up his license so bad until he realized he really, really had to. Because he was like, I can't see the stoplight. Yeah. Yeah.
Bestie.
He was like,
you didn't just one day stop seeing the stoplights. Like, it developed into that.
he knows. Because then he went to the eye doctor and they're like, you cannot drive. You have to take your license, like, now.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And he was very upset about it for a while, but he realized, he was like, yeah, I can't, I shouldn't be driving. You're so right.
I'm such a, when it comes to, like, old people with that stuff, I am such a I won't say a devil's advocate, because I'm not advocating, like, I won't defend them for wanting to keep driving, but I 100% understand, because it's like, it's losing your independence.
Yeah,
like, you've lived your whole life at this point, and it's like, you know, now you can't drive, you're going to need to rely on somebody to get you everywhere. Mm-hmm. You're going to need somebody in your house more often. Like, it's scary, and it sucks.
Yeah. It is like you have to have, like, compassion for that, because it's like, what if, like, someone just one day said, nope.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that.
Like, we're all going to get there at one point.
Yeah, absolutely. Or we'll die early. Either one.
Yeah.
But, like,
it's just, like, I totally understand. I understand where they're coming from. Do I approve of it? Absolutely not. Because it's just the general safety.
I can have compassion and also discipline.
Yeah, I could be sympathetic, empathetic, whatever the actual fucking aesthetic is for it.
But, yeah.
I'm not gonna condone it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go, yeah, let these 93-year-olds drive
No!
with vision so bad they can't see 2 inches in front of them.
Yeah. No,
Like, that's fine.
You can't allow that. We cannot.
No.
But
unfortunately,
if we had a better system for people who are old, for them to be able to get places, we might not have such an issue not driving. But
yeah.
But we have nothing. We have no infrastructure
Nope.
for the public roadways.
Nope. We've got nothing for nowhere, nobody, no time. You know the fucking bridge collapse in Baltimore?
Yeah.
It's gonna take 10 years to repair.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
China's doing it so much better than us.
Yeah. They build things so fucking
Yeah.
fast
Call me
there.
a fucking communist, but I calls it as I sees it.
And if we can drive on a road faster because they can actually fix things,
yeah. Like, I'm sorry. Sure. Does the Chinese government get 100% of things right? Absolutely not. No government does.
Especially ours.
Yes. But like, man, they at least invest a little bit in public infrastructure when it comes to that stuff.
Like, I don't know, we built a country where you rely on a car, made the cars really expensive. Don't give anyone an option unless you live in a big city, and if you live in a big city, the rent's high. But then the roads are bad, and if you have a car, you have to pay for everything. And it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What the fuck is happening?
I don't even...
Oh,
our internet is unstable.
Just like us for real.
Ooh.
But
there's one in the audience again. Who is here? Who is here?
I don't understand.
I don't understand either. I don't like it. I wish... Why won't it tell us?
Ooh.
What if they answered?
I wish they did.
That would be fucking... We'd have to leave immediately, actually.
I would have to, like, create a new account. Why does it allow people?
It shouldn't. I mean, like you said, it's never done that before.
Oh my god. Why do we allow people in? Recording. Audio. Sample. Hi, people.
But, like, what is...
Audience? Why?
Yeah, why is there somebody in the audience? Is it...
Do I have to stop recording and then push private?
But does it... If it's by link only, you would think they'd have to...
Have a link.
Yeah.
I don't...
I'm gonna hope that it's not actually anybody.
And maybe it's because I clicked in twice? Maybe?
Who even knows?
Well, whoever you are.
I hope you're enjoying the content, I guess. What if it's nobody and it is just us? It should tell you who's there, though.
It should, but it does not. Okay, whatever.
Alright.
Okay.
Live studio audience.
my studio audience of one.
One mysterious person. It's just Dave.
Honestly, at this point, we should just give him a link so he can listen in.
But tell him to mute himself.
No, he could just be in the audience.
Would it be a different link for the audience?
I don't know. I think because it's public. I don't know why it turned to public.
Who knows?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It probably is. So garden center we went to today had a lot of cunty looking frogs.
Cunty frogs.
And we mean that in the nicest way. They were posed in such ways.
Seductive,
sultry.
Sassy.
I wanted to fuck the frogs.
Or turn the fucking frogs gay. Oh my god. That's our murderer. That's our secret service.
I hear my fucking laugh echo down the hallway. audience
my god,
member.
we're creating our own horror movie scenario.
It's okay, because I have a weapon.
She does.
I have something that I can use to take out a grown man if need be. Several, in fact.
God.
Especially anybody in the attic.
It would be so terrifying.
It would be.
To have them do your murder. Horror movies. I'm gonna
have the rando audience member in our fucking in our what we thought was a private studio be the murderer. It's just a stalker.
Yeah. Ooh. They don't exist.
Well, if they don't reply, then they can't be real. Chat, clip that.
Chat,
is this real?
Chat. Hey, chat, is this real?
Chat,
are you real?
Who is this?
Who the fuck is this? But yes, the gardens had country frogs, and they were all shaped posed in ways of seduction.
And I absolutely loved all of them. There was also a very fat squirrel birdhouse that I wanted. It was $45 because that was the theme. Anytime I picked something up and was like, "Oh, my mom would love this," I looked at the price tag and it was $45.
And that's ridiculous. Nothing should ever be $45. I don't think. But
because really, like, the fact that there were multiples and they all look vaguely similar just leads me to believe that they were most likely made in a factory.
Mass produced.
And that's, if it was locally handcrafted, and I mean that, actually locally handcrafted, sure.
Yeah.
I'd say okay. But to buy it from some mass-produced company, absolutely fucking not.
$45.
It's like the whole clothes at Walmart thing shouldn't be more than $10.
Yeah. Because Walmart is just
it's for the cheap stuff.
Yeah. Like, I can understand maybe $25, honestly. Maybe.
Depending on what it is.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I just think in general, a pair of jeans should not be more than $15. A good shirt should not be more than $5. Put me in charge of the fucking pricing of everything, and we'll all be golden. I don't need to know I don't need to know how much it costs to make anything. Because clothes on a mass scale cannot be that much to make.
No. It really can't.
Like, unless you're fucking a super high-end luxury brand and you're only sourcing, like, raw alligator flesh. If you're doing that, go fuck yourself, actually. I'll turn you into a purse.
This is my human purse.
This is my purse. I have purse.
I have purse.
I have human purse. I have human remains. The heart is still beating. The skin is pulsating.
Oh my god, did
purse.
you see? Okay. Cannibalism I'm saying cannibalism because I saw a TikTok the other day that was saying the states that were where cannibalism was legal. But it's like the way you source your human meat is not legal. If it's that's what you get in trouble for, not the cannibalism. But cannibalism makes me sick.
Absolutely.
Just thinking about it, I get really ill and nauseous. But people were saying, like, because, like, on the West Coast, like, all that West Coast, cannibalism is legal.
So, like, California, Washington, Oregon?
Yeah. All of that, it's legal. But you can't murder somebody, and I believe assisted suicide is not legal. So, it wouldn't matter how you did it. Because there's another thing that is illegal that you cannot do. It would have to be like an already dead body from like natural causes.
That's crazy.
But then again, you wouldn't want.
Well, because you couldn't. Yeah, I guess let's get into the ethics of cannibalism. Real quick. Let me enter the mind palace of cannibalism. Like, you wouldn't want. So, like, okay, now. I guess you could fake a natural death, though, because isn't there that whole thing, like, you put a shot, like a needle in between somebody's big toe and whatever, and you shoot some air, it'll induce a heart attack?
You could, yes. That is very elaborate, and the police will investigate it, because it is...
My question, how are the police going to investigate if you've already eaten the person and you've disposed of the bones?
Because now they're going to look into who was there at their house at that time, who they talked to, anything like their phone records.
Do you think there's a cannibal registry?
Oh, absolutely.
Like how it would have to be government mandated, and I feel like if it was a government mandated thing, Like, the same thing with the, sexual predator list.
Yeah.
It would have to happen in a courtroom. But the only way it's gonna happen through the judicial system is if you get caught and you're arrested.
Yeah. And the thing is, they could test any, like, bile they can get from you. So, I mean, they could.
But they'd have to be onto you first. And the success rate of the American police force overall, very low.
Yeah. But also, cannibals are also not very sneaky.
Which is crazy.
That's the thing with cannibals. They always, for some reason, get caught. I was listening to this one podcast episode. I don't even remember. It was probably in That's Why We Drink, which is usually the podcast I listen to. When I do true crime, because I don't like true crime. But the other part of that episode is just like paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually listen to the paranormal. Sometimes I'll listen to the true crime. But there was one, and it was this guy who got arrested for cannibalism. But there's like a forum of cannibals, like you get people who want to be eaten. And this person, like halfway through getting eaten, decided they didn't want it anymore. And they were like screaming, and the guy was like actually upset because he was like, oh my god, you don't want to be eaten. And so he actually called the police on himself.
What was halfway through?
Like, it was like legs. Yeah, no. The person was still alive.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No, it is. It absolutely is.
People are weird. That's like the cop in New York that was arrested.
For what?
Cannibalism.
Oh.
He found, I think it was a cop. It was either a cop that was arrested or it was a cop that went on the chat group and was like, I want to be eaten.
Yeah, no, it was this girl and she was like, I want to be eaten. And then he did it and she was like, oh wait.
What if he looked at her and was like, no take-backsies?
No, he was really freaked out because he only ate people that wanted to be eaten.
That's insane. Who would want to be eaten?
People who are suicidal. Yeah. That's like it.
That's a crazy way to kill yourself.
Yeah, but there's some people who are suicidal that are like, I would like to give something to someone else, and if it's being a cannibal. Yeah.
Okay, I need anybody that listens to this, and specifically the one in-audience member, if you ever have thoughts of suicide, but specifically that you want to be eaten, that's how you want to go, call the police on yourself immediately. Actually, don't call the police because they'll probably just show up and shoot you, but, like, call someone. Call the president. I don't care.
Say Joe
Get
Biden.
help.
I have not had thoughts about
Joe Biden, please. Joe Biden, please.
I have had thoughts about being
Save me from the cannibal teeth. Joe Biden, please. Joe Biden, please. Save me from the cannibal teeth.
But it's like a crazy thing, like the society of cannibals that there are, and people who are on these forums looking to be eaten, alive or not.
I don't want to think about that any longer. What's with all this high-grade glycerin content on TikTok? No, sorry, glycine.
I can tell you actually.
Yes, tell me about Donghua?
Zhonghua.
Whatever it is.
I can't remember. I don't want to be mean to this company. They had posted a TikTok, and it was like an earnest like ad because these companies apparently like it's like food grade glycerin or medical grade glycerin.
Is it glycerin or glycine?
Glycine. Sorry, I'm saying glycerin.
What is glycine?
It's a good question.
Is it like sugar?
I can only assume, but I will look it up.
Is it like
right now.
I think is it a fake sugar like a Splenda, stevia, that kind of bullshit?
It just says it's consumed in the diet, and it's a body building block for making proteins in the body.
Okay.
But this company was like, we need to put out an ad, and they usually don't have marketing teams, so they just made this like whack ass ad that was very earnest, like to get people to buy their glycine. But the thing is, they posted on TikTok, and TikTok, as we know, it puts it wherever it thinks it should go. And it kind of goes to the right place, but it goes to the wrong place. It went to the right place in people's hearts because now they have this lovely comedic glycine content.
They have so much free advertising.
Yes, a lot of free advertising. And
it is a Chinese business, right? I, since that, have been getting recommended so many Chinese businesses. Like, I've been getting their ads on TikTok.
Yeah.
Specifically vehicle sales.
Interesting.
Like, cement trucks, dump trucks, and all the comments are, how much food-grade glycine can I fit in this cement truck? Is this dump truck food-grade safe?
That is where, it just fully, like, dissected. Like, people saw this earnest ad and was like, this is fucking hilarious.
This is fucking great.
I
do hope their sales went up.
I think they must have. I'm sure people bought it as a joke. I'm sure more companies were aware of this company to buy their food grade and the medical grade glycine.
That's so silly.
And, you know,
that's the real power of the internet, not cannibalism forums. Get that shit off God's internet. Is it the audience member? No.
Don't. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of things right now with that.
Okay. Yeah, I never actually looked into it. I just know I got the content and then I just started getting all the fucking memes.
It was just a company posting an earnest ad about their product because they don't have a marketing team, and then here we are.
Honestly,
good.
Know,
they got
because a marketing team doesn't always do it.
No,
sometimes they lack.
Yeah, and it was accidental. It was just them being like, "This is what our glycine does. This is where it is, and that's it." And people were like, "That's hilarious. Why did you post this? This is not how."
Why would you post that?
This is not how companies usually post about their product. They try to usually be in like a trend.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work because it's not funny.
Like I've seen it specifically with car dealerships where they'll edit in the first half of the video is just like some other video, like somebody getting hit, shot, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then the second half is an employee being like thrown into camera that same way. And then they just turn around and they're like, if you don't want da-da-da, and it's something related to that first video, then come on down to Sam's car sales.
Yeah.
Some of them are funny. They get me.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's just...
There's a dealership in Texas that has a TikTok page dedicated solely to skit comedy that they have.
Oh my God.
And it's like lore building with their salespeople.
I do love that. I love when there's like they commit to the bit.
Yeah, like
there's
don't
a lawyer,
take yourself too seriously.
I believe
the old lawyer with all the reins, fucking love him.
He's real, like he commits to the bit. Like whatever his interns are doing or his paralegals are doing, they're doing it correctly.
Oh, if he's your lawyer, you're winning.
You're winning.
You're winning.
I said he looks like he'd be a mob boss, and he definitely is. But he commits to the bit. He learns the words to these audios. He is in there. Like
I think visually looks like your stereotypical slimeball lawyer.
Yes.
But I love him.
But he's great. And his paralegals seem to like him a lot.
And
they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, he gives solid advice.
Yeah, he does. And along with some comedy.
Which is crazy to do as a lawyer, post advice online, because you can be, like, if somebody watches your TikToks, there was another lawyer.
Yeah. Well, usually they say, like, I mean, technically speaking, he is qualified to give advice.
Well, yeah, but if somebody takes it and, like, they commit a crime and they, like, use him, like, the judge can call him.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, absolutely.
To the courtroom, be like, hey, like, what the hell? So some lawyers are super...
Yeah.
iffy on what they post, and they just won't post anything actual law related.
Yeah.
Like, there's the girl that reads court transcripts.
Yeah.
She is a lawyer.
Yeah.
But she won't post any legal advice, answer any DMs, or anything.
I mean, that's probably
to protect
for the
herself.
Best. Yeah. That's probably for the best.
But, I mean, he probably has a team of so many people, he can just throw them wherever.
Yeah. I can't imagine he does not have money to be, like, thrown around.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of lawyers
degrees
don't.
He has?
Yeah, a lot of lawyers don't. Because a lot of lawyers they'll lower their prices for clients so that they can...
depending on who, they'll do pro bono work.
Yeah. And,
or if you're just, like, a state defense attorney.
Oh, do you know about the TikTok psychic?
What one?
There's one that's going to court right now, pro bono. Not pro bono. The other one. She's doing it... She's her own lawyer.
She's the one representing herself?
So, do you remember, the Idaho murders? that guy someone shot a bunch of college kids in their dorm.
I think so.
And it's not Kavanaugh. The one guy who's going to trial, she was trying to figure out who killed those kids.
Mm-hmm.
And she was accusing a professor of doing it. She was like, the spirits told me it was this guy, and he did it, and he was having an affair with one of the students. And he was like, I'm going to send a cease and desist because you can't do that. That is defamation. And you can't do that. And she was like, well, I have my freedom of speech, so I don't have to listen to you. And he goes, no. And the law was like, you do have to do that.
Yes.
And
freedom of speech is not freedom from consequence.
Yes, that is one of the little marks underneath, like, you can't do defamation, you can't do slander, you can't do
libel, you can't do any of
that.
You can't commit verbal hate crimes, like we know.
There's consequences to those. You can have freedom of speech as long as it's within. You have freedom of speech against your government.
Yes.
As long as it's not threatening.
Yes.
Which fair enough, I guess. Although I threaten them every day.
Yeah. But not in a public manner.
No, not in a public.
So that makes it okay.
And I would never go to Washington, D.C.
But if you are posting online, hey, this person is a kid diddler and they just killed a bunch of people, and they didn't, and your reason is, the spirits told me to. Don't get me wrong, I am spiritual. They are not talking to you.
No. And she did also then say in her, I'm guessing it was her, I keep getting the legal terms. But, like, what you do before you go to trial. And she was saying that the reason she gets spirits talking to her is because God is in her, and she is God.
Okay, so I feel like she might just be setting up an insanity plea.
She can't, though, because I think there was something, she already tried to plea insanity, and it didn't work. And for some reason, whatever the things they did.
Oh, yeah. I think they have to bring in, like, a psychiatric professional.
Yeah, and I think they did, and then they were like, no.
Yeah, no, you're full aware of your actions. You just want, it's your 15 minutes. People just want their 15 minutes.
But her email is also, I'm guessing her name's Ashley, because it's Ash is God. So I'm going to assume she is a little crazy, though, because, I mean, she probably is, but it doesn't matter. Because, she's going to trial. You can't just keep saying shit.
No, you cannot.
It doesn't matter if she's crazy, because it's not a criminal, it's just a civil battle, because it's only, defamation. So, I don't think you can plead insanity in a civil. But.
Did you see, Dr. Miami and Santina?
Yeah.
That she was either fired or quit?
Yeah.
And no, she hasn't spoke about it.
I have seen her on other people's TikToks.
Yeah. She doesn't want to talk about it yet. The only thing I know that she said is that, like, she had her individual TikTok page way before she started working for him.
Yeah.
And, like, a lot of people, I guess, after she stopped, were coming to her TikTok page and being like, oh, you only used him for clout. You only started getting views after you worked for him, which, like, is true.
Yeah.
But she was the mastermind behind, like, his whole page.
Yeah.
And I kind of... The nosy part of me, because I'm nosy to my core, nosy till I'm dead, wants to know the whole story. But part of me is like, I think she should keep it to herself.
Yeah.
That's between them.
Yeah. I mean, it probably is for the best for her to keep it to herself. And I feel like people don't know that nowadays. It's that you could, we could learn from that. But sometimes it's okay to keep things to yourself. You don't have to tell a bunch of people. And that's fine. You don't have to.
Did you see, Jody Hildebrand's house is for sale? Do you know who Jody Hildebrandt is? Do you know who Ruby Frankie is?
Oh,
of
yes,
8 Passengers?
Oh, I've been listening to the 8 Passengers case.
That fucking horrific.
Yeah.
So to circle back to the true crime thing, I don't like true crime. I want
to know?
I don't want to use the word like, but there's not another synonym that I can come up with. I am interested in the topic solely because, like, I was at one point in my life, I wanted to study psychology and criminology. Like, I wanted to understand it from, like, that perspective. But, like, I'm interested in hearing the cases. I'm interested in learning. But there's so much, like, there's so many shit creators.
Emily. You have to get on Emily. Emily, the lawyer that I watch. Because she talks about it. And,
yeah, but, like, there's a Netflix show, is it Catching Killers?
Maybe.
I think it's Catching Killers, where they talk specifically to, the detectives.
Yeah.
That worked on the cases. And, like, that, I don't know, that I feel is fine, because they talk about the case, they talk about the facts, they talk about the victims, they don't talk about the killer, they talk about what they did to find him.
Yeah.
Or her. And, like, how that went. They talked about the victims, talking to the communities. I like learning about the cases that way, because then it's not putting the killer up on a pedestal. Like, the makeup YouTubers that do their get readies with me.
I don't like it.
Like, it's
I hate those. I cannot stand them.
No. Like, it is disrespectful.
It is.
And, like, the Netflix adaptations of shit, like the Jeffrey Dahmer one recently, where I have not watched it. I think the only Netflix thing that I saw specifically put out about one serial killer was the Ted Bundy files.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel weird.
I don't like watching anything that a, like, streaming service comes out with. I do like Emily D. Baker only because she's a lawyer and she usually only covers things when it goes to trial. So this with the 8 passengers is going to trial. So she'll be covering that, and she doesn't break, like, she's very, for, like, the Kohberger, that's who it is, that's going to trial. She's, like, she's not actively hating on the guy who's going to trial because they don't know if he did it. She's only giving, like, factual, like, oh, he has a really good lawyer. Like, in Idaho, they only have a certain amount of people in the state that can cover, because it's a death trial, or, what is it? Death penalty trial. So there's only, like, maybe 5 or 6 lawyers in the state that can take this, and she was like, this is a good lawyer, and she's doing everything she can. The prosecution's doing everything they can. Like, it's very, like, neutral. Like,
it should be neutral content. It should either be neutral or focusing heavily just the facts of the case and the victims.
Yes, and that's what I like about her, because I just don't like when people, like, you can obviously tell there's a bias on someone. And I mean, like, through the cases, she starts to, like, create, an opinion on, like, their lawyers and all this. But, like, for the most part, it's pretty neutral content, and it's long form, which I also like, because she live streams it. But she's good. And That's Why We Drink is fine. I feel like they get a little off on some of their things, but for the most part, it's okay. But those are, like, the only 2 true crime things I even listen to anymore. Because I can't watch the YouTubers do their makeup while they talk about true crime.
No, it's one thing if it's not a crime case, like, if they're talking about like, history, or if it's just specifically, like, historical events that might have been a little fucked up. Like, okay. Or if you're talking about what is it, the aquafana, the makeup poison. Like that, like, not that it is so far in the history that those people don't.
But even, like, the Advil murders, like,
the
Tylenol, sorry, where that's how it became, like, the safety caps came to
BuzzFeed Unsolved. That was the only thing. That was really the only true crime thing that I could think of.
I mean, they do it on The Watcher now.
They do.
So if anyone was interested in that, I'm sure. I haven't watched any of them recently, so I don't know if any of them are.
My YouTube feed is just full of, like, book recommendation, like, book rants now, which, like, is fine, but it's by creators that I don't
like.
I don't
vibe with.
And part of it, like, if I'm gonna listen to long form content, I have to like you. I have to like the way your voice sounds.
Yes.
Which is, it is
I'm pretty okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have been watching a lot of video game YouTubers that talk about like the history of video games or like obscure video games.
Mm-hmm.
And like for the most part, I don't have to like their voice, but like the cadence of their voice.
Yeah,
not
or like
just,
their
the
humor.
yeah, like it's all of that because like I can't listen because I don't like the British like monotone voice.
Mm-hmm.
That really sets me off, and I can't listen to it. But like Tango Mushi is one of the ones I listen to, and she's pretty cool. But like she has like a very like specific like accent, and it's not monotone. But some creators they cannot get rid of that monotone voice.
Yeah.
And it's just a
It is, I think it's a lot of male creators that tend to fall into that.
Because they don't want to have a personality. And it's like or they don't want to show like personality in their
or it's
work.
like they want to come off as more like factual, this is just it and that's it.
But you could be factual and have tone.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I do when it comes to long form content specifically, like if you're doing book reviews or show recaps or movie like anything like that, I tend to like female creators more.
That's how I am in general. I even with video game content, I tend to push towards like female creators.
Yeah. I think it's just, I mean, because we're
women.
We are women.
We are the women.
We are the women.
So we tend to like the women content.
We do. Oh, there's this YouTuber. Her thing is UnCarly.
Yeah, I like
absolutely fucking love her.
Yes, I
would
like
be friends in a heartbeat.
Like
I've watched her.
Taylor watches her too.
I've watched her Riverdale breakdowns. I can't tell you how many times, just because I just love her comedy.
Mm-hmm. She's very funny.
The crochet girl Emma that you sent me her.
They are very good. Yeah, I like them. Who else? Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube.
Let's shout out some creators.
Connie and Karen. They do Sims content and they're twins. And
Lexi, aka Newly Nova, absolutely love them.
Jenny Nicholson, although she hasn't put out anything in a year, she's also very active on Twitter.
Oh my gosh. I have to look. I think there's one. I think her YouTube name was just Shitty Book Club.
Shitty Book Club.
Now I have to find it. Yeah, Shitty Book Club. She hasn't uploaded in 4 months though, and it kills me because I love her videos.
Yes.
I've watched them all. She only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She only has 7 videos. Almost 50,000 subscribers though.
Damn. Eurothug 4000. Also love them. Plumbella, but she's very popular if you don't know who Plumbella is.
Who's this? I feel like I should go through my subscriptions.
Yes. I've been having to.
Rachel Oates, she's a long form YouTuber. For the most part I like her videos. Sometimes I don't fuck with what she's not that I don't fuck with what she's saying, I just don't fuck with her opinions on some things. It's not that they're bad, they're just not, I don't think they're good takes. But like usually she's got good opinions. But I had to get over the fact that she's British.
I don't mind British. Tango Mushi, she's I believe Scottish, and at first I was a little taken aback by it, but I fully like, and I've been listening to I've been watching The Crown, so it just kind of goes one ear out the other.
So fair. I cannot relate.
Jordan Teresa, I like her. I liked her video on Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, this is another one. I usually like her, but sometimes I just don't fuck with her opinions. Madison Brown.
Oh, Mina Lay. I like Mina Lay.
Lexi said her.
Casey Iondo. I like her. my goodness. Worm Girl.
Beautiful.
Her review on Fear and Hunger is very good. Or it's a video essay, not a review. But I think that is mostly who I listen to.
I'm trying to find the one.
Because
Chad. Absolutely love Chad. There's two that I just can't find, and that is so sad. Ashley Norton.
Ashley Norton, yes.
Love
Ashley.
her. Oh, I wonder if I didn't subscribe to the other person, and I'm just gonna have to look through my fucking watched history.
I always look through my like history.
Oh, Not Even Emily is good.
Not Even Emily?
Yeah, she was on
Vine.
Oh,
yes. I do know who that is.
She made the move to YouTube as well. The YouTube is so many do-tube. There's this girl that comes up with Cindy.
Yes. Taylor listens to her every once in a while. I don't listen to her as much.
I feel bad saying I don't. Not that I don't like her voice, it's just I don't think I like her humor.
Fair.
But, like, I mean, she makes the same kind of content that I listen to. It's just one of those
tiny differences.
You know. It does suck. There's a person I'm thinking of, and I would know it. I would know them by their thumbnail.
I know you by your thumbnail.
But they're just not coming up, which sucks.
Because what was it the other day? Big Joel. Oh, I did watch Big Joel. But I got a TikTok the other day that was like something about video essays.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember what it was, but I was in the comments looking at who they were talking about, like who everyone else was talking about, and I just feel like there was an overwhelming amount of people who'd say the same, like 3 people.
100%. Oh, I do subscribe to Nicole Raffi.
Oh,
Raffi?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nicole. She's another one. I do also enjoy watching dashcam footage, which does make me feel very in touch with my Republican family and elderly men in my life, because that is such a dad thing to do, I feel.
It's also like a younger brother thing to do.
100%, but I love watching dashcam video and judging everybody.
Yes. I like watching a lot of historical content. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. I love the historical. I like getting in touch with my European ancestors. I hate them, but in my DNA they want to watch it, and I like that. I like math videos.
That's psycho.
It is. I watched one about polyhedrons, and my mom walked in, and she was like, "What are you watching?" And I said, "I'm watching a video about all the polyhedrons." And
I mean, I guess some math could be cool.
Yeah, I mean, the guy who does them, he has such great humor that I watch all of his videos. Let me just.
I've been having to do so much more math at my job.
Jan Masali.
Who knows?
They make me ha 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 laugh.
He he he. Some might say.
They make me ha ha ha. He he he. Oh, he's that guy.
I do not watch math content.
He also has a video that's how many Super Mario games are there, and it's a 46-minute video.
Love.
They also did a video on the Rhythm Heaven. If you don't know what that is, that's a Nintendo rhythm-based game. Usually only available in Japan, but they did a 2-hour video, Iceberg, about it, which I loved. It was very good.
There was a guy that he does a lot of iceberg.
A 28-minute video about there are 48 regular polyhedra.
Oh, nice. There's a guy on YouTube that does a lot of content about, like, icebergs. Not about an actual iceberg, but, like, the iceberg of whatever. And I don't remember his name, but, a previous fling introduced me to them, and I liked their content. It was, again, like, I didn't like their humor. I really didn't like their tone.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, like, I can't watch their videos.
That's
like, I'm bored.
So fair. I don't know, like, there's videos I look at and I'm like, this looks so interesting. I want to watch it. And then I go to watch it and I'm like, I'm gonna have to look for another video.
I'm just not engaged.
I'm gonna have to look at it for another creator that talks about this because it kills me.
I do wonder if it would, like, if it's a tone thing, if it's the fact that they talk slow. Because I've had to watch so many goddamn training videos lately. Yeah. And I put them all in, like, 2-speed.
Yeah.
And they're, like, I do it to get over it, but I don't know, I feel like I take in more, like, I'm because more engaged
it's like you get
fast.
It's like you get it.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't have to talk slow. I can understand you. It's kind of like that, because Taylor does the same thing. If someone talks really slow, she puts it on, like, 1.5 speed, and she doesn't realize how fast it is. But I'll walk into a room like, Taylor, what are they saying? Mm-hmm. Like, what are they talking about?
I need everybody to talk fast. You know what I think actually really started doing it for me? Is if TikToks are too long, I'll just hold down.
Oh, that's what I do.
To watch them on, like, two times speed. And then it's like, I feel like all the content in my life needs to be that fast.
Yeah. I need my life.
Fucking TikTok is ruining the attention span of everybody on it. That does not mean the government should shut it down, though.
Not me.
No, my attention span is still pretty fine. I can be engaged for...
I can watch so many long, stupid videos.
Yeah.
I can, at any speed, I can watch them. Because it's not even like, for TikTok, it's not the fact that I'm trying to get over it. And it's like, it's just the fact that I feel like they talk too much about stuff that I don't give a shit about. Like, they're like, I'm trying this makeup. Oh, but what about my day? I don't give a shit. I didn't come on here to listen to you talk about your day. You said you had a makeup product you wanted me to see. Get to the point.
Yeah, I do think if you're going to be making short form content, it should just be about you reviewing the product.
Yes.
And if you have an audience that wants to engage in long form content of you,
yes,
then post it to that. Yeah. Post it to YouTube.
Or do a separate video.
Yeah.
Because because like, went on my For You page because you were talking about a makeup product. And now you're doing this. There are so many creators that I love because they are just like, here's this product. I really liked it. Here's what it looks like on the eye. Okay, I'm trying on it. They'll do like a full face with different products. And I'm like, this is great. I love this content. It gets to the point. That's why I like TikTok. Either because there's skits, it's funny, or there's informational content that I like. YouTube is for the long form, I'm going to talk the shit out of you content.
Yeah, like the 6-hour breaking down the Victorious show.
Yes, and I did have to watch that with my sister. And the thing is, he's funny. The thing is, that guy is funny. Like, if you sit down and watch the videos, they're funny videos. Mm-hmm. It's like I don't, but here we are. Like, what? I think some people, their attention span's getting bad, but for the most part, it's like, I think it's just the fact that we're trying to dissociate as a form of country. Because everything bad's happening. So that's why we turn to short form and long form. Because we can watch, we can scroll through a lot of things fast, or we can watch. It's just the fact that we're consuming a lot of content. That's it.
Yeah, I am a big, I will put something on YouTube and then I will just sit and scroll on TikTok.
I have stopped doing that because I don't like, because I usually want to watch the video, so I will crochet.
I just put a video on that I've seen already.
I do that too, but I do that to go to sleep. Because I can't sleep in silence.
I have had to since getting a boyfriend and staying more regularly with my boyfriend.
Stay single, people. You can't watch Danny to go to bed.
I think if I asked, like, hey, I need the noise to go to sleep. Because if he is in here gaming and I'm in the bed, like, just going to sleep, I will put a YouTube video on and I'll just plug my phone in and I'll just fall asleep. Yeah. He comes in and he pauses it and, like, turns my phone off.
That's fair.
But, like, if we go to bed at the same time, I don't put anything on. Because, like, I don't want to be...
I would absolutely be annoying because I have not fallen asleep to content in the past, like, however long, because I just cannot sit there with my own thoughts. Because, oh yeah, I was going to tell you about a dream I had.
Oh.
Because I had bad dream. Because I took NyQuil to go to bed because my sinuses hurt.
I've been having so many weird dreams, and so is my mom.
But this
go on your dream.
Was genuinely terrifying. Okay, we were at a park, and we were there with classmates from our alumnus. And
classmates you remember?
Yes. And all of a sudden you hear screaming, and he's like, get off of him, get off of him. And then all of a sudden, my site is in a bird's eye view, and there is this mountain. And all you see is like a fast, like 3 times speed video of 5 people dismembering a body. And all of a sudden, they turn towards me and stare at me.
Have you seen
it? I almost started crying. I'm about to cry right now because I'm remembering it. It was horrifying. I remember it so vividly that it traumatized me. I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I cannot fucking fall back asleep. And I'm about to cry now thinking about it. That was one of the worst dreams. And I've had bad dreams, people. I've had very bad dreams. This one was so bad that it traumatized me. And I think it was right after we played. You were telling me, I'm surprised you were able to sleep that night after playing Backroom Simulator. Well, the next part of my dream was this guy in a room with a saw, and he's sawing off this guy's legs.
Holy shit.
All of a sudden he looks at me again, and he bounces onto the wall, and his whole body dismembers like it does in Backroom Simulator.
That's crazy.
And that was my dream, and I fucking hated it. It was the worst dream I've ever had.
I wish... Okay, I have to scroll... because what you just described, I wish fucking YouTube, when you were, like, scrolling through, still put up the little picture.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking for a specific scene, because they're dismembering something, and then they snap to look at you is so similar to this goddamn fucking scene in this video game, and it makes me wonder if maybe you saw it?
Maybe, but I don't watch Jack.
He's not the only one that played it.
I don't even know who else would have played it. I haven't watched a lot of people play video games
for
a while.
I don't know.
But I could honestly draw it. It's so crazy. It was so vivid. I could draw this scene from my dream.
Okay.
Because I think about it so much.
Safe going down.
We're about to watch a Jacksepticeye video for anyone.
Hold on. So this, he's on that lookout. He takes the picture, and they all snap towards him, and then they start running.
Yeah, but the problem is this scene was so long, just the staring.
Yeah.
Just the slow turn, and it's people that usually sometimes my dreams they do contain people of which I've just seen in passing, but all of the people there were people that I went to school with, and just the slow turn was so terrifying to me because I'm why are they doing this? Why am I in the sky? Why is my vision this way? But the thing, I was so far up, and there was a lake and this cliff, and horrifying.
I don't remember what my fucking dream was this morning. I just know it was one of those situations I was trying to run away from something and I could not run. But my mom has been having dreams of Will dying. Bloody, she's waking up, crying.
Yeah.
And she's, and this has been happening she first had a dream about Will dying, and it's only ever Will.
Will's her brother, by the way.
Yes, my brother Will. She had a dream about Will dying, I think, 3 years ago was the first time, and she hasn't really mentioned it in a while, but lately she said that there were, she had 4 dreams spread out over the last 2 months where he was dying, he was dead, and she heard his girlfriend screaming, and then she'd see him covered in blood, and she had to wake up, and because he still lives at home, she had to wake up and go back to him and just touch him.
Yeah.
And I've never had a dream that one of my brothers was dying, but I had a dream that my cousin Anastasia was getting trampled by deer, And I, like, everybody was, like, it was in, like, by my mom's house. You know where it is. There's, like, my mom's house, my grandmother's house. It was at night. I had just walked outside, and there were, like, not even regular deer, but, like, you know when people drop, like, if it's, like, a satanic thing, it's, like, a deer standing up, like, whatever. It was, like, those fucking things, but, like, they get down on all fours, and it was huge fucking antlers. And my mom and my grandma and my aunt, like, everybody were over at my grandma's house, and they were just, like, they were so close, but I couldn't scream.
Yeah.
And Stasia got, like, one of them picked her up with their antlers and just threw her up, and they were, like, it was visceral. Like, I saw, like, their antlers going through her body.
Yeah.
And it was, like...
Yeah. Like,
terrible. I had to go over and, like, I had to go physically see that Anastasia was okay. Like, I know she was, but, like, dreams are fucked up.
Yeah. And like, it's weird. It's so weird when it's so visceral. Because, like, I'll have dreams where it's like, I have a boyfriend and we're fine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And then I'm like, okay, cool. And then it'll be like the one I just said, where they're dismembering a body and it's very visceral. And they stare at you. And it's like, you are there. And it's like, what? Why is this happening? Why is my brain coming up with a scenario like this? Because, like, the one part, I'm like, okay, I understand, because we were playing Backroom Simulator, and, like, obviously, the falling, dismembering all at once was from I knew exactly where that was from. But for it to be my graduating class, in a place I've never seen before, supposedly, in such a way that I will wake up traumatized. Why does my brain do that?
Yeah.
Why does my brain want to traumatize me?
You're not gonna find that in a fucking dream breakdown. What do my dreams mean? Book.
Why is my graduating class dismembering someone and then look at me?
My grandfather used to have, like, a fat book of, like, dream breakdowns and dream analysis and, like, what it meant. And I do not know where that book went. I wish I did.
Yeah.
Because I, like, sometimes I do... Like, if it's, like, a normal...
Yeah.
Like, if it's a dream where, like, a situation happens where I know other people have experienced it. Yeah. Like, for some reason, it's so common for you to dream that, like, all your teeth are falling out.
Yeah.
Or that somebody... Because, going back to my mom, when somebody... If you dream of somebody close to you dying, it usually means that, like, they are going through a change.
Yeah.
And, like, that version of them is dying.
And I mean, to be fair, isn't he, like, getting, like, an apartment or a house or something?
He is moving out. My mom did tell him that once he moves out, like, before he goes to bed, he has to put his ringer on. Because if she has dreams of him dying and he doesn't pick up the phone, and, like, she's gonna freak.
And a lot of the time, and it's about just, like, somebody leaving you, and, like, that fear of them dying and not being near them if something happens. God. Like, it's also that. Like, usually that's what it is. Because, like, I'll have dreams like Jordan, like, before she goes on a trip or something. I'll be like, Jordan, are you okay? Like, is everything good? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. Or I'll be like, Hopeland. And I'll be like, because I haven't seen Hopeland in a while. So I'm like, oh my God, I just had a dream that something happened with Hopeland. I'm like, Hopeland, are you okay? And I'll call her. She's like, I'm good, Megan. Okay, well, cool. And it's just me in my brain hanging out.
Yeah, no, after, we started this podcast talking about secrets. I'm going to show another secret with you guys.
Secrets.
After my dad left, I had no other dreams other than my mom abandoning me. Like, driving me to the middle of somewhere. Like, one I remember so clearly. We were in our green Ford Freestar. She had me in the third row because I was a cool kid and I got to sit in the back row. My brothers were in the two captain's chairs, and she drove to this McDonald's that was, like, abandoned. It was just not in service anymore. It was, like, gated off, grass everywhere, whatever. She pulled over and, like, forced me to get out, like, came out, like, unbuckled me, grabbed me, drug me out, and I was like, I just was fighting with her. And I was like, please don't go, please don't leave me, please don't go. And she just, in my dream, was like, I don't want you anymore. You're not you're not my daughter. Everything, this is your fault. And I'm 5 years old dreaming this.
Yes.
And I was so afraid to go asleep. And, like, the only way I was able to go to sleep and, like, be comfortable going to sleep was if I went into bed with my mom. And I remember the first night, because I was dreaming like this for months. And I don't think I ever told my mom.
Yeah.
But I was dreaming like this for months, and I remember the one time I was able to actually go to sleep is because I went into her room and I just crawled into bed with her, because in my little 5-year-old brain, it was like, if I'm next to her, she can't leave.
Yeah.
And I remember that first night, I had a dream that my mom and I were in Barbie Land.
Slay!
Yes!
Barbie!
It fixed everything.
Just my brain.
Sleeping in the bed with my mom as a 5-year-old, very traumatized child, freshly no-dadded.
Freshly de-dadded.
Freshly de-dadded. That was my D-Day.
My D-Day.
My dad day.
My no dad day.
But like, yeah,
no
dreams
dad
are
many years.
like, they're fucking weird.
Like, I just don't understand them. And if anyone is a dream analyzer out there,
Please get in contact with us. I have so many dreams that I want to go over with you. Like, there was a dream that you were in that I feel like I remember telling you about. We're gonna get on a fucking tangent here.
That's fine.
That, like, it was you and I together, and we were walking through the woods, but we weren't touching we weren't supposed to touch the wood floor. I just remember that. So we were walking on, like, fallen down trees, on rocks, on anything that wasn't just direct wood floor. And we were climbing up a mountain. And at the top of this mountain, we started to go down. But the whole way down the mountain, the only way was through playground equipment. Like tube slides, swing sets, monkey bars, this whole big thing just down the whole side of this mountain.
Yeah.
And you had went through, we were like halfway down. And the freaky part, I remember why we weren't able to touch the ground. Because the forest floor was a mix of dirt and, like, half-rotten human bodies.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, they were just, like, and if you touched them and they still had power over their arm, like, they'd grab you and you'd be stuck there. This is how the dream started. And I remember, like, I just visually remember just looking at people's faces, like, eye sockets just empty. It was crazy. Very bad dream, you would think, to start out with. Playground equipment is where we end up. And we were about halfway down. You had just gone through this tube slide because it was the only way to get to the next level or whatever.
You went to the back rooms.
Yeah, I did. Before I knew the back rooms. Because this was pre-back rooms. This was when I was still dating He Who Shall Not Be Named.
He Who Shall Not Be Named.
And I was sleeping over at his house. That's important to this. To the end of this. But you had just gone through this tube slide, and then I start going through the tube slide, and it breaks apart, like, with me in it. And, like, it's fine, I'm fine, I don't get hurt, nobody gets hurt. But we're, like, looking, and we're like, what the fuck happened? And all of a sudden, there's just this rattle. And you and I, like, we're just looking, and we're like, what the fuck? Just this rattle, and it's getting closer, like something's about to shoot out of the slide.
Oh my god.
And it's like, it's there, and it's right there, and we're, like, we move to the side, but we're, like, still looking, like how they do in horror movies.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, machine gun, like, water flow, like, a rapid fire fucking shootout of this tube slide tube was just a shit ton of baby dolls. Just
I remember this!
Yes! And it won, because, you know, playgrounds just have the whole fucking bunch of metal poles.
Yeah.
And one baby doll came out and hit that pole, dong, and it hit the ground, and I looked at it, and it was like you just stepped on the head of a baby doll, so it gets all deflated, and it made me laugh so hard in my dream. I woke up laughing and freaked the fuck out of my partner at the time.
I love that.
Like,
I remember the baby doll.
Yes.
I remember the baby doll.
But a dream that starts with half-rotten human corpses, like,
that's
covering the
how
forest
I would
floor.
like my dreams to go. It usually just starts off very tame, and as I sleep longer, I don't know if this is my melatonin at this point.
It might be. Melatonin does weird things to you.
Because it makes me sleep for, like, only 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're like, this is how long, if you take the melatonin at this time, you're gonna wake up at this time. Like that's just how, for me,
it's science, baby.
Melatonin works. Because it helps your circadian rhythm. And I don't know if my dreams get worse as it's getting closer to the time I need to wake up, and that's what's happening, which very well could be. But I also like to sleep, so I literally, like, I will fight myself to go back to sleep, which is why I get the bad dreams, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I always have the worst dreams after I've woken up, looked at the clock, and just gone back to sleep. That's the worst dreams ever happen there. And whether it's worse because it's horror.
Why?
Or have you ever had dreams where you're, like,
you're like married to like a faceless man, like you're in a whatever, you have a baby.
Yeah.
Have you had those dreams? I don't know why the fuck that is a woman curse.
In high school, I had like a really, really vivid like dream where I got pregnant, gave birth, and it was like so vivid, and I woke up and I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like I was like in a different dimension. Like it also feels like it could be like one of those things where it's like the blueprint theory, and it's like because you know like there's a theory that ghosts there's a blueprint to your world,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like different layers to your world,
Mm-hmm.
and these ghosts live in your world but a different like page of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like I was like in a different page. It felt like, because I remember I had this one I know was just a dream because it was when I was really into One Direction. Yes, and this like my vivid dreams I remember to a T to this day.
Oh, 100%.
So it was just down the road from my house, and I was dating either Niall or Harry, one of the two.
Love.
And it was just this like very like vivid romantic relationship that I remember. Like I woke up and I was like, I even asked my sister, I was like, was Niall here? And she goes, what? I'm like, was Niall here? And she goes, no. I'm
That's
like, okay,
so
cool.
funny.
Okay, cool. Because I was like, I literally like I have the whack ass dreams. Either it's the most fantastic, like this is great, I love this, or I'm watching people get dismembered, or I'm watching people get their eyes chopped out with poked out with drumsticks, or
do you remember ever hearing that like you dream about whatever the last thing you think about was?
That is why I've tried to see,
I
know this.
I don't think that's real.
I think it is, because I absolutely believe that I don't think it's the last thing you think about, but I think it's the last emotion you have. Like if it's a negative emotion,
would be different.
It would be, but it wouldn't be, because I feel like when I go to sleep with a negative emotion, I have a negative dream. Mm-hmm. And when I go to sleep with a positive emotion, I have a very positive dream. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's kind of true in a way, because like if I start going to sleep and I start thinking about the bad things, I usually have like a very like intense nightmare. Mm-hmm. But when I go to sleep like with a really happy like thought, I sleep fine. I either have no dream or I have a really positive dream.
Mm-hmm. See, I can't speak to that because like I don't notice, but I did for the longest time. I remember the first time I heard you dream about the last thing you thought about, I'd be sitting in bed just getting all eepy, comfy, cozy, and I'd be thinking at one point, I'm gonna marry Harry Styles. I'm gonna marry Harry Styles. Harry Styles is gonna come purchase me from my mother.
Do you want to learn how to what is it, like
the project thing?
Yeah, arrow projection. Do you want
astral projection?
Yeah, astral projection. Do you want to learn how to do that?
No.
Why?
I think
don't
it
you
would
want
be
to come
too scary.
visit each other in their energies?
I feel like it's fake. I feel like all of those people are in a cult.
No, I want to do it.
I mean, maybe. I guess I feel like there's more validity to that than there is shifting.
Yes. I feel like we can do a lot with our minds. I don't believe that.
I think a lot of it's just imagination.
Yeah. But like it's the box episode of SpongeBob.
Yeah. But yeah, all that to be said, I never once dreamed about what I went to bed thinking about, because in my creepy pasta phase, I'd be going to bed thinking about Slenderman or Jeff the Killer or any of the other ones that I was fucking obsessed with, because I was 12 and horny and didn't know any better.
I was 12 and horny, but I liked Justin Bieber.
You were, don't want to say more normal.
Yeah, I was. I guess I was, because I liked boy bands.
You wanted real people. I wanted creepy horror stories and anime men.
I can't thirst after fake people. It's something in my brain.
I can. I think I feel more comfortable doing it that way.
I know you do, but like in my head, I'm like, I can do it. I can get there.
I know. Oh, I have. That is a problem no more for me. But for the longest time, it was like, they're real.
Yeah.
But I mean, also that's not a valid argument for me, because I was reading so much Avengers fanfiction.
I can't read about fictional people.
And I don't know what's wrong with my brain. Where like in the back of my head, I'm like, I can't read this. Goodbye.
It's not real.
Put back one
It's
direction.
not real enough for you. No, I want it all. I wanted to go to the Slender
But then
Mansion.
again, I was also reading like gay fan fiction, so it's not even like I wanted to be with them.
Yeah, we had very different fan fiction experiences.
Yeah,
I was big on the X reader.
I liked watching them get together.
Y/N. No, I wanted to be with everybody.
No,
I've been a reverse harem girly since I came out the womb. I
actually have
swear
a theory about this. I think it's because I have a really bad self-image on myself, and in my head I'm like, no one wants me. So I would rather watch them.
Lie.
I can't confirm nor deny because I don't have anyone that ever, like, even in public, I don't get like, people don't come up to me and be like, hi, whatever.
I partly think it's because young men of today are not socialized, and the ones that would come up to you, you don't want them to come up to you because they're the red pill alpha male, blah blah blah. But also, like, as your best friend, and I love you so much, you are scary.
I know I am.
You're scary looking.
I am scary looking because it's just because I don't smile, because I don't like smiling. I kind of just like obtain this like very blank stare.
Yeah. And it just, because you're not smiling, it comes off as RBF.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not that, it's just, like, you're just existing.
Yeah,
like, men aren't outside of fucking smiling every day.
Because I don't think about what I look like to other people, because I usually don't give a shit.
Oh, I think about it constantly. I've thought about what I looked like to other people. Honestly, I, like, pre-10.
I don't, like, I wear makeup, and, like, the guy I was at Home Depot, he made a comment, actually, about it. Because he was like, why do you wear makeup? And I'm like, I don't know, I just like putting myself together, I like doing stuff. And he was like, well, how do I know you actually look like that? I'm like, well, I can show you a picture of me without makeup on. He was like, okay. He was like, you look like that. I'm like, yeah. He's like, do you ever get catcalled in public? And I go, no, never. And he was like, well, maybe you don't actually look like that. And I was like, okay. You know what
I don't get with men thinking fucking makeup is catfish? It is so obvious. One, not your natural lashes, not your natural, well, are you wearing, you were like wearing lipstick earlier or something because it was on your straw.
Yeah.
But like when you put lipstick on, not your natural lip color, you obviously don't have pink or any kind of coloring up here naturally. You don't naturally have color on your eyelids.
Nope. Like, it's just like, I don't understand men who, because that was like the first thing he said, like when we were on that phone call, like I don't think much of it because there are men, and that's fine. If you want to be with someone who doesn't wear makeup, that's fine, but you're not going to make me not wear makeup because I do like wearing makeup.
Yeah. Typically anything a woman does, anything anybody does is for themselves. And if you're doing stuff for other people's enjoyment,
like, I have not been on a dating app. I have not gone out of my way to look at a man for a good 7 months. Why would I still be doing fucking makeup if I have no intentions?
It's you like it.
And like, I don't, and it's not even that I wear makeup every day. Some days I just don't fucking feel like it. And other days I do.
Yeah. I just do not.
But I actively don't have people coming for me, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah. But like, even if you did, I don't think you'd give a shit.
I don't give a shit.
I think if anything, it would be like, yeah. I feel like if and when the right person comes along, not that you would give a shit, but you'd, I don't know. You might care a little.
Maybe.
Like, it's
that was not even that about the criminal.
Like,
that's the sad, because I did like the criminal before he was a criminal, before I knew he was a woman.
Yeah, he was a criminal. We just didn't know to the extent. We didn't know he was an active criminal.
It was 11 years, so I was like, but that's what I liked about him, was that he didn't give a shit, but it was because he was a criminal.
Yeah, and also kid diddler.
That's criminal.
Yeah.
But he only got guilty on 2 accounts, so.
Didn't Home Depot recently reach out to you?
Yes.
And
then he never messaged me back because I gave him
I
gave him a very blunt answer.
Less than bare minimum.
And you know what? I wasn't even trying to be mean.
You weren't.
It's just the way it comes off because we haven't talked in like 6-7 months.
But I think he's the type. I think he's the type of guy that doesn't want a relationship
Yeah.
if you want a relationship, but when you don't care and you're over it,
Yeah.
he wants it.
But I think I know why he reached out, and it's because I archived a lot of my Instagram posts.
Mm-hmm.
Because we used to send messages through Instagram every once in a while. Like I'd send him he'd send me like an Instagram post, I'd send him like an Instagram post.
Mm-hmm.
And the icon was gone because I had deleted it on my side, but I don't think he deleted it on his side.
Mm-hmm.
So it would always come up like, oh, you can send it to him. And as soon as, right after he messaged me, I realized it was gone. So I think he realized that I archived a lot of my things. I archived a lot of my face photos. And I don't know, I didn't want them up anymore. It was when I was having my really bad, like, self-conscious, like, my self-image thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't mind them not being there. He must have been like, is she okay?
Yeah, sometimes you're okay. You just don't want those posts on your social media anymore.
And I don't delete them. I just archive them.
Yeah.
I still have them.
Like, my Instagram, I've thought about going through and just archiving everything that is me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, part of me is like, I'm the person that posted them, but I'm not in the mental state.
Yeah, for people to be seeing me.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, my page is private anyway.
Yeah.
Given all of my fucking
but
stalker
I
and
thought
threat
mine
situations.
I thought mine was, and then I realized it wasn't. I'm like, oh yeah, it was probably that. It's probably that, huh? But I wasn't trying to be mean. I was just like, he's moved. He's not in the area. I don't know what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, he told me he moved, and I'm like, well, that's good, and I hope everything goes well for you. Well, then
that's just a thing. I think it's because you weren't like, oh no, like nothing's good, and I'm
I was like, I'm
I
fine.
missed you.
Like, I'm just like, I'm chilling.
I think a lot of guys, the issue is like because there is like dating culture now fucking blows. A lot of people have commitment issues,
yes.
but they don't know I don't think people know what commitment issues are to have them. I think they just see a trend, and they're the status quo, the society thing is like, it's just loose hookup culture.
Mm-hmm. Because, I went on Tinder again for like a little while, like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I had a couple drinks, and I was like, I want to go back. And every time I
you
drink,
just
I'm
want
like,
to collect baseball cards.
Yeah.
Because that's all Tinder is.
And I got on Snapchat, and he was like, I just want to make you feel good. I'm like, okay, goodbye.
Like, we're not purely sexual.
No, I just want to talk. Can we not chat? I've had some good chats on Tinder, but the thing is, it's so...
They don't last past a day most times.
No, and when they do, they either... I don't know.
They either want to meet up 2 days after talking, or if you don't get explicit with them, they're like... Meh.
And like I said, I've had good... Like, Home Depot, it didn't turn explicit until like 3 months after we started talking.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's fine. And I'm cool with that. But then it's just like... It's like, whatever. It doesn't go back. It doesn't turn to conversation anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want that. It has to, for every guy I've talked to, except for a criminal, sadly, has gone either one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, what do I do here?
Yeah.
What do I do? And there's only one way to meet people, and it's like, you either have to go to college, or you have to meet them at a bar. And that's the worst place.
Yeah, you don't want to pick up people at a bar, because...
The club, you can't go because Ed Sheeran said no.
Yeah.
The club ain't the best place to find a lover.
So the bar is where I go. Well, the bar isn't the best place either, because depending on what bar you go to...
They're all trashy, they do coke.
The bar we went to,
Yeah.
I will not name, but you're aware of it.
I know of it.
I told my coworker about it, that's where we went for, like, I think it was my birthday? I don't remember. We went there somewhere, and he was like, oh, and you, like, came out okay?
Oh yeah, we were fine.
And I was like, yeah, we saw a bar fight or two, but, like, that's fine. But it is...
But I like a bar fight, as long as I'm not involved.
Yeah.
I
mean,
like the entertainment of it.
Seedy bars, dive bars can be fun to go to.
Yeah.
But it's almost like you have to build a persona. If you wanna go...
Kitty?
Yes!
Yeah!
We have bar personas, specifically country bar personas, that we have yet to whip out.
Yeah.
But we want to.
We want to go to the one bar that's kind of very, very country themed. and we want to go as Kitty and
Barbara Jean.
But
we gotta get there.
We have to build our own confidence.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like I wish dating culture was easier. I wish there were better ways to meet people.
Part of me,
because I also don't date coworkers. That's another.
Would never. It's so awkward.
But that's like it. It's like, where do you meet people if not for spending a couple $1,000, your work, or you have to do something like outside, and usually people don't talk to each other. See, the only reason I wish I had an Apple phone is because people will send like their like number to people.
They'll like airdrop it or whatever.
Airdrop it, and I'm like, that's cool. I like that. It won't happen to me.
No, it does. It just sucks because I feel like, especially now, everything is so isolating.
Yeah,
because you do have a lot of it is primarily men, but there are a lot of women that fall into the red pill content where it's like, oh, you're a high value male. You don't have to talk to anybody. They need to come to you. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, and
it's like I don't know. Everybody wants to be like this solo mysterious person, but like it is okay. It's okay to have friends. It's okay to approach people, but don't approach them and be creepy. Like, if you want to approach somebody, don't go into it expecting anything out.
Oh yeah.
Because the person that you go up to is going to feel that energy from you, and they're most likely not going to give anything back.
No.
Like, especially if you're like, when we were outside the mall and that fucking guy yelled at me.
Yeah.
And then ended up also being a criminal and shot somebody.
It's hard to find people around here because they're mostly criminals.
Yes. There's nothing to do here except commit crime.
And that ends up doesn't bow well for us.
I mean, unless you're the girl that shared that Facebook post.
Nobody into it.
Nobody loves me like my felon.
No one loves me.
That's crazy.
Oh my god. But like, either you have to embrace it or you have to move. Like,
yeah,
or you have to date someone outside of your like area.
Which is,
and like, Mount Pocono isn't the worst place, and that's where I mostly find the people that I date.
Well, you are closer there.
Oh, I just mentioned the place.
Well, we've mentioned Scranton. We've said any PA. We know we're in that area.
You can know.
Yeah, the 5 of you listening.
You could triangulate us, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you cute? Are you a cute guy or girl at this point?
Are you normal and with no criminal background? And do you enjoy the content creators we both mentioned earlier?
Wink, wonk.
If so, reach out to Megan via any of the Sunday's podcast social media or her page directly.
Wink, wonk.
But yeah, like there's one guy that I met from Mount Pocono.
Was it delivery driver?
No, if he's the one that I am thinking of, no, I would never, ever, ever, I have no feelings except fear and stay away from me, please, about him. There was another one who he picked me up. He worked overnight, and he picked me up at like 6 p.m.
What is with the Mount Pocono boys and working overnight?
It's, I guess, the only thing available out there. But he picked me up at like 6 p.m. and we were just going to go see a movie and hang out for a couple hours. But we went and we saw It Chapter 2. I did not see the first one. I, as I do with you, was just making jokes throughout the entire movie.
As you should.
And he was rocking with it. He was fucking with it.
Good.
We definitely, like, him and I hit it off in such like a friend way.
Yeah.
And I like when that happens, but I hate it even more because I know I could create a deep, meaningful connection with this person on a friend basis, but they're never going to see me as a friend.
No.
And that's what happened. But like he's the first night we met, he kept me out until 7 a.m. Did not bring me home until 7 a.m.
Oh,
yeah, because I asked him to take me home and he was like, no, you're too fun.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But, like, we didn't... What am I supposed to do? It's 4 a.m.
Yeah.
We are in your vehicle.
No.
In an area I'm not familiar with at all.
And the thing is, I like hitting it off as friends first, and then getting into a romantic relationship, because I feel like then it's easier.
You have to be friends first.
Yeah.
Like,
and I feel like for me... again with the criminal, that's really how it happened because we started playing fucking Fortnite.
Yeah.
And
we about to get down.
Yeah, and we dropped off in Tomato Town.
Yeah.
And when you have something in common and play, because I used to play, it always ends up being like this. I always play video games. I played Apex with Home Depot, and the problem with him is that he really got into it.
Was he a yeller?
He gets really like bossy, and I got really quiet. And he messaged me. He's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Because like it's not
fun.
Serious. It's
and
not
him
that
and
serious.
Me and his friend were being fucking goofballs.
Yeah. Oh, I hate.
And he wanted to be so serious about it, and I'm like, I can't.
It's not real. It's not going to affect your everyday life at all. It's all online. Like I have that problem with Dave because he's like, obviously right now our computers are right next to each other, and I've seriously thought of keeping my computer up here and having him move downstairs because when he plays Call of Duty and he's like so many other men playing Call of Duty and he yells and he gets mad and he swears that he doesn't like. I say it's throwing a fit because that's how I see it. Like he swears he's not doing it, but he'll slam his phone down, like he'll like come on and like he hits stuff. And like it's not attractive.
No.
It
not.
Can be frightening.
Yeah.
And like I do not want to deal with it. And I come in like if I'm sitting next to him and he's doing it, like I look at him and I feel it on my face. It's just nothing but disgust.
Yeah.
And like he'll come, like if I'm in bed now and he's in here yelling, like he'll get up and he'll come out after a game and he'll be like, "You sleeping?" And I'm like, "I'm trying to, but you're yelling." And he'll be like, "I'm not yelling. I'm just talking loud." And I'm like, "You're yelling."
Yeah.
And it's obnoxious.
And like men, I don't feel like realize that. Like sometimes they're toned, and I you know what, and part of me did find it fine because you know what, I feel like when I play with guys, they try to like take it easy, and they'll be like, but I there's part of me that's like, you know, I like that he was treating me like someone he would play a game with, but also the fact that I didn't like it because I'm like, why are you being mean to these people?
Yeah, and why are you yelling?
Why are you yelling at your...
He gets so mad. Like he has his mic. He'll have his mic on and he will be actually talking to somebody.
I know, yeah.
And he'll be like, full on like, "Okay, dude, like you're fucking useless. Like you're fucking stupid." And it's like, it's not serious.
And you know what? I really felt like I wasn't gonna, because Home Depot's friends were like, yeah, he gets really mean. Like he was like, he told me at one point, he was like, "My friend won't talk to me because I yelled at him at one point during a game."
Like that's to lose friendships over a fucking video game is insane.
Yeah, I was like, no. I was like, and in my head, there's always what keeps me from getting into relationships is that little person at the back of my head, which is truly my lifesaver sometimes, is telling me like, you should not do that. Because if he's yelling at his friends,
or if he's yelling at his game, it does
not bode well for you
if you make that person angry. And that's genuinely a thought that I've had currently. And like I haven't voiced that to him. I feel like I have to just so like he'll understand where I'm coming from when I'm like, hey, it's not just that like it's not like I think it's childish that you're yelling. It's it can be scary. I do not want to admit to a man that he can be scary because I don't want a man to have that power over me.
No.
But I do not like angry men. I do not like when they are yelling. I do not like when their voices are raised. When him and his dad are getting into it, fucking hate it. When my brothers are yelling, fucking hate it. I will be the first person to yell back. But like it makes me so goddamn uncomfortable anytime I'm in a room with an angry man. And like I felt it at work too.
Yeah.
Because the guy that I work closely with, the one that's training me, is a guy, and he's going through a lot, like there and at home, and like I understand it. I fully like I appreciate he's going through a lot. And like you're gonna have your emotions, you're gonna feel them.
Yeah.
But like it is so uncomfortable being in a room with an angry man.
Yeah. Or angry anyone, because my mother is one of them angry people. And it's why I don't yell and why I try to like be the comedic like calm down. And it works most of the time.
Oh,
but
sometimes the jokes do not land though.
My jokes do. I don't know about yours.
Damn.
My jokes always land.
They usually do. But sometimes I just, like, at work the other day, like, the guy that I'm training with, just fully pissed off for valid reasons. Like, his pay was fucked up.
Yeah.
Totally understand. But I just, like, I had to fully walk away from him because I'm just, I don't want to bring it back to the fact that I don't have a dad, but I think I'm okay with angry woman because, one, I am an angry woman.
Oh, I am too.
And I've been around it for so long. Like, I think I can handle it better. I mean, my grandfather was in my life. I had men in my life, but, like, there wasn't a man in my house. And, like, that's just something, like, I don't know how to interact with them sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, when men get angry, I don't do anything.
No,
when
like, you just want to shut down.
Get angry, I shut down all the time because I'm just in shutdown mode 24/7. Which is why I can't get into a romantic relationship. I'm shut down 24/7. And
yeah, the fight, flight, or fawn.
I'm the fawn, bitch.
Yeah.
I go down. It's just the fact that it's like I don't know how to handle things. I don't know how to handle people's emotions. I don't know how to handle my own emotions.
Yeah, I can't regulate myself.
I've learned how to, because that's why I haven't gotten manic, I think. It's because I've learned to regulate myself. I haven't been on my phone a lot. I've deleted Twitter. I've started crocheting more to the point where I finished like 5 blankets in 5 months.
Do you use those wrist thingies?
Nope.
I feel like I need to. My hands hurt so bad anytime
there was
I
a
pick
point
it up.
where my hands really, really hurt. But I do stretch it. Like I'll like do this and this.
Yeah.
And like do these. And I'll just like do that, crack my knuckles.
Oh, I love walking up to Dave and just cracking my knuckles after I haven't in a while, like this.
Yeah.
And they just go off the whole time. And he's like, damn!
But like I do stretch my wrist because I got to, or my hands are gonna go carpal tunnel.
Yeah, all my hobbies are gonna give me carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
No, I do. I'm okay regulating my emotions normally, but anytime I have to have like a stressful conversation with somebody, like I had to have a meeting with my manager the other day. I asked for the meeting.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to him. I sat in there and I like for the first 5 minutes in there, like I shook like a fucking like a dog.
During my test, my driving test, you can tell I knew the woman knew I was so nervous. I was shaking. I accidentally revved the engine, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." And she's like, "Yeah, I know, it's fine." And I was expecting her to fail me like immediately.
I wonder if it's the same lady that I had.
I have no clue, but apparently my nephew had a lady, and she was really mean to him. And I'm like, I'm sure it was the same lady, but this lady could tell I was anxious. Because I am just not a good test taker. I'm not. I shake like a leaf. If I have to do anything performance-wise, I am awful. So I was shaking, and I was being very careful, which you should be when you're driving. But she was like, "You have enough to pass." I'm like, "Cool, great. That's all I needed. Nice. Thank you."
The lady that, because I took my driver's test twice. No shame in that. The first time the guy failed me because my tire was like just touching the line by a millimeter in the parking spot, which who the fuck cares? I haven't parallel parked since. I don't need to know how. That's a lie. I have parallel parked and I've done it fine. Bitch.
She's fine at parallel parking.
But the woman that did it didn't even get out of the car.
Mine didn't either.
It's gotta be the same woman.
Has to.
And then when we got back to when we went around the court, we went around, the
little
track that they take. It's a real road.
Yeah.
But when we got back, she was like, I should fail you, but I won't. You pass. And I was like, damn!
Why'd you even fucking tell me that?
Like, okay. Is that like to make me feel like shit?
Because,
I feel like it's a tactic.
Because honestly, it would never make me feel like shit. You tell me I pass, I'm like, woo! Fuck yeah. But I don't care if I almost failed. I don't care if I should have failed.
You passed me.
You saw me and said, "This girl, I know she can do better.
She's got the capacity to drive.
Yes.
We don't need to test her
and
again."
That is all that you had to tell me.
Give her that piece of plastic.
And that's what I felt like. I was like, you know what? She saw me and said, "This girl, I know she can drive fine."
Yeah.
Like, she's very nervous, but I know that if she was in a different circumstance, she'd be fine.
And that is, like, ideal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. If you failed me and said you were the worst fucking driver in the world, I would have cried, crumbled, and never taken the
When I failed my test the first time, like, we went over to the store that's next to it, and, like, in the parking lot, my mom and I just started fucking bawling, and my mom was like, it's okay, people fail it all the time.
Yeah.
And then both of my brothers passed on their first time, and they were like, women and drivers, and I'm like, I'm still the only one with no points on my license, bitch.
Yeah. That's the difference. I am happy that I failed it, or not failed it the first time, got it the first time, but I also felt like I cheated, because,
well, at this point, you had so much driving knowledge.
I know. I took 3 lessons for 2 hours, so I had maybe like 20 hours of driving altogether with the driving that I'd done outside. But in the car, you get to keep the tape for the parallel parking.
That's new.
Yeah, he has tape in his car that, like, lines up with everything, and he got to keep that in the car to line everything up.
Huh.
So I felt like I cheated, but she did not give a shit.
That's so weird.
It is weird, but I did it.
It's gotta be the same lady if she didn't get out.
No, she did not get out. And she was just like, okay, pull out. I'm like,
yeah, alright, you look fine enough. Get out.
I'm like, slay. But she didn't tell me that I failed, so I was like, whoa.
But yeah, I shake in serious conversations, and I cry.
I cry too.
And I hate that I cry, because I know I don't have to. Like, I know I'm fine, I know what I'm doing, and I can articulate my thoughts. But I've started getting to the point where I know if I start and I'm having a serious conversation with somebody, like, I will tell them, like, I just tell them, I'm like, I'm gonna cry. I'm not sad. I'm not upset. I'm not emotional. It's just, this is what my body does. I can't stop. Ignore it.
Yeah. Ignore it. You're not doing anything to me that's bad. It's fine. I'm
yeah.
great.
Like, oh, this is just something I do. If you could just ignore my face and whatever my voice quivers in the next 30 seconds, that would be great. Focus on what I am saying.
Yeah. But
because, like, it sucks. I think it's the growing up with my mom. Like, I'd cry in front of my mom, and I'll give you something to cry about.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, now I'm just gonna cry about everything.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
Gotta be the weed whacker.
But I'm the same way. Except now I shut down.
Yeah.
Because I used to cry, and sometimes I still do, but I can only cry when I'm alone, and I shut down. I just shut down, and then I get angry. And then that's it. That's it for me. And then people are like, why are you pissed off? I think the only time I've cried in public was when I was called in when my coworker was called off. And I was like, I have so much fucking shit to do. And I sobbed in front of my boss. And he was like, oh my God, what did I do? Are you okay? You can go home. I'll stay. And I was like, cool, thanks. I cannot be here. We cannot and will not. That is the only time I've ever cried in front of someone in so long. Except for when Taylor, my mom was moving Taylor's bed the other day. And it hit her light and shattered it. Like her. And I was like, I started sobbing. Because I was like, if this had happened to me, I would be sobbing. I would have gone catatonic. And Taylor was laughing. And I'm like, I would have been catatonic.
Stronger than the troops, girl.
Because I would have fucking broke. And I did. It wasn't even mine. And I still broke. But you know, it's just like, it's just my fucking brain, man. Because I have always been a person who's been like, put yourself in someone else's shoes. And then I do every single day of my life. And it's so mentally frustrating to be in someone else's shoes and be like, if that had happened to me, I would have fucking burst into tears. And I do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It is so exhausting being alive sometimes. It is exhausting being alive with any form of anxiety. Because that's what it is. Like, I'm not so much the same with, like, putting myself in other people's shoes. I do that a lot, but only when, like, it's absolutely necessary for me to understand a situation.
Yeah.
I do, however, have constant anxiety about how people perceive me. And I subconsciously suck in my stomach. And I do too. I don't realize it until I get, like, a cramp, and then I'm like, oh, I've been doing that.
Yeah, I do
and
that
then,
too.
like, I think about, like, oh, like, my face, I'm, you know, is I didn't used to have a double chin, but now I feel like it's kind of coming in, and I know that I'm gaining weight and my pants don't fit the same way. And can these people tell that my pants don't fit the same way? And do these people tell that I hate the way that I look right now? And how are these people perceiving me? Do they perceive me as somebody that is worth being listened to, or are they just seeing some fat girl that should lose weight, get on the treadmill? And it's years of being overweight that like does that, but I have so much, I don't want to know what anybody else is thinking about me, but I have so much anxiety about what other people are thinking about me.
I have told my coworkers, because when you work in the food industry, you're going to get talked to behind your back. That's kind of just how it works.
Oh, 100%.
And
fucking
I
snakes.
told my coworkers, like, I was like, if you hear anything about me, don't fucking tell me. I don't give a shit. It's only going to cause me more mental torment. Mm-hmm. And B, what if they can't say it to me, then I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but like those theoretical questions that are like, if you could have a book that says everything good anybody's ever said about you and everything bad anybody's ever said about you, but you have to read the bad first, would you do it? Absolutely fucking not. No. I would kill myself.
No, I can't. Because even if someone has something good to say, I would hope they said it to my face.
Yeah, it's genuinely not worth, like in that specific scenario, it would not be worth hearing the good if even one person said that I was annoying. Yeah. Because I don't... But that's what I mean. I've been called annoying. Yeah. Like, I've had... Like, you know, having somebody tell you to shut up, or like, because they don't care what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh my fucking God. Yeah. Hurts. Yeah. People are just mean. Yeah. I think that's a problem. A lot of people are meaner.
Yeah, I think it's literally just because we feel like we can speak our minds more.
I think, especially online, there's just, like, that fucking
There's
space.
no filter anymore.
No, and there needs to be. Especially because, like, I know we were talking about book talk last week, and, you know, it's not book talk overall. It's a very certain subgenre of book talk. Uh-huh. But there is the subgenre of book talk that is primarily, like, older white women, and, like, I'll say mid-aged, maybe, like, 30, 35. And there's a crossover with biker talk. You know, the motorcyclists, the crotch rocketers, those people, the people that drive two-wheeled vehicles. There's a crossover there.
I have not seen this crossover.
I've seen it from the bikers. Yeah. Because there was a girl that I followed just because I liked what she had to say. Because at one point I did want to get my motorcycle license. I still kind of want to, but it's not something I have to do. Yeah. But like, I like the content. I can, like, whatever. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I just like the videos because it's, like, funny to see them put, like, they just pass a cop and then they put the music over it. Yeah. But there are a lot of bikers on TikTok that will pander to the female audience of this subsource of book talk, and it'll be horny and, like, whatever. If you want to be horny on Maine and you are of age and everybody involved is consenting adults, absolutely go for it. Mm. But there's a biker online who was making, like, for views, absolutely, biker content aimed for book talk, but he was 16. He is 16 years old. And these 30 to 35 women, like, year-old women, were in the 16-year-old's comments, making predatory statements oh, I can't wait for you to be 18, like, hit my line when you turn 18. It's fucking weird. Yikes. It is fucking weird. It is fucking weird.
Yeah, it is
weird. If you are anything older than 19 dating an 18-year-old, you are fucking weird. Yeah. I actually don't even care. If you are 20 and you are looking at 18-year-olds, maybe move on.
And honestly, I think the way we think about it, because we're so on Tinder, like, we're thinking of, like, if you're looking at, if you don't know they're 18 and you're 20, and, like, you're at a bar or something, I feel like that's fine.
Like, okay, in America, neither of you should be in a bar.
No, but you can be.
But, like, if you
can be at a pub bar.
I'll take that. I'll walk that back. I think if you are 21 and up, if you can legally drink in America, you should not date somebody that cannot legally drink in America.
I feel like it's so weird to date someone who can't drink. Mm-hmm. And I literally, like, when I'm on Tinder, I don't look for anyone younger than me. Yeah. Like, I don't even look for anyone, I look for 24 older. Mm-hmm. And even then, I don't look, and ever since The Criminal, I haven't looked past, like, 28.
Yeah, well, at some points, they just don't get better. They don't. Like, the fucking, do you remember Glue Guy?
Glue Guy?
Glue Guy.
I don't remember Glue Guy.
He's an engineer. and he works specifically.
I do remember Glue Guy.
Yes,
Okay, I remember Glue Guy.
Glue Guy. He was almost 30, and he was honestly he was so normal, not normal.
Yes.
But he
was a flash in the pot. I do not remember. I remember him, but I don't remember him.
It was a couple months, but it was like, well, first of all, he told me that he hadn't been with anybody since he broke up with his like last girlfriend.
I do remember.
But the way that he talked about it made it sound like they were broken up for like a while. Because I was like, oh, like, have you been broken up for a while? And he said yes.
Yeah, and I remember that that was quite the contrary.
It was. He broke up, and it was a long-term girlfriend. He broke up with this girl September 2nd, and him and I started talking on September 17th. We met for the first time on September 23rd.
Yeah, that is not
I'm a freak with dates.
Time.
It's not a long time. He was with that girl for like 5 to 7 years. It was a significant amount of time. So I'm 100% everything that happened with him and I was just like, I was a rebound.
Yeah.
Which, that aside, if you just came out of a long-term relationship, no matter what you think, you are not ready to hop into another one.
No.
And you need to be okay with that.
Yeah.
If you're just hopping around because you don't want to be alone, like, you need to be so open and honest with your partner. But he was almost 30. He was like 28, 29.
Yeah.
And he just, first of all, did all that. And then fucking just ghosted me. Just stopped talking to me.
Yeah.
Which, like, sucked.
Yeah. I can't say much for me because I am a ghoster. But that is because in my head, nothing I say will turn out well in a situation where I'm telling someone I'm not going to talk to them anymore.
Yeah.
But
the one fucking guy that I said I don't want to talk to you anymore, he called me 187 times threatening to fucking kill me. And still calls me to this day,
so,
yes.
in my head, trying to tell someone I'm not going to talk to them anymore, there's no good situation where they're like, okay, that's fine. So I just don't tell them, and I block them on everything. And then I unblock them because I'm like, whatever, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what
once you're blocked, you stay blocked for me.
I don't, because then I know what your number is. And I didn't realize, when he messaged me, I was like, I didn't realize I had his call log still. So I was like, oh, I gotta go delete those two, huh? So I don't have your number anymore.
Yeah, anybody I end things amicably with, where if it's just like hey, it's not working out, I won't block them just because it's not like it didn't end bad.
Yeah.
Like, there are a few people where it's like, the only thing I did was unfriend them.
Yeah.
But, like, if they have the ability to add me back. Will they? Probably not. Would I add any of them back? No.
But I am like a hard, like, we are not talking for 2 months and then I'm done. And I can unblock you and we're fine. And I won't talk to you. Because I know that I am fine. But most of my relationships, I don't need to remember dates, because you were talking about being really, like, a frequent dates. Because anytime I'm in, like, a long-term, like, situationship, I guess, it always starts at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I started talking to him in February, and Criminal in January.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, oh, it was almost a year. And, and it always ends before my birthday. Because I
can't make it to the birthday.
Can't make it to my birthday, apparently.
You can make it through single girl summer, but cannot make it to relationship girl winter.
Yeah. It's usually, Criminal got arrested the day before my birthday, and then...
Yeah, but you guys hadn't talked for a while before that, right? Or were you talking?
No, we were messaging back and forth, just messaging.
Mm-hmm.
And I never told you this.
Another secret, guys. We've been recording for 2 hours and 3 minutes. You get another secret. The longest episode we've ever recorded.
It was weird because I was showing him I was playing a game, and then he said, "I love you," and that was the last thing he messaged me. So he knew that he was going to get arrested, because it was really weird. Or no, I was telling him I was making breakfast, and then he just said, "I love you," and that was it.
That's psycho behavior.
That is psycho behavior. But it's like, I always think about it because I'm like, holy fucking shit. Like, he knew he was getting arrested. Like, why the fuck would you continue to talk to me? Like, do you think I'm going to stay? Like, this
You're
is
gonna
like
be a prison wife?
No! You motherfucker, no.
Yeah, not for...
And then he was back on Tinder. With my age!
Yeah, he changed his age like 6 fucking times. This weirdo, this freak.
To mine! To my age!
And he was older, we think.
He's 32.
That's crazy.
33 now? Yeah.
Yeah, age does not come with a certain level of
To
maturity.
be fair, he never lied to me about his age. He just never told me his age.
Didn't he have it as something different on Tinder, though?
When I met him?
Uh-huh.
No. He didn't have his age.
I didn't remember.
No, he
That's
never
crazy.
lied
Well,
to me.
now he's lying.
Well, yeah. He changed it to my age! He was looking for me!
He just wanted to feel closer.
Because now he deleted it. He deleted his Tinder and he deleted his Bumble after I messaged him.
When did you message him?
Remember when I said I want to say something and I just said rot?
Oh, yeah.
And then I deleted it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't want to see him anymore. But then I re-downloaded it and he's gone.
Yeah.
Don't know if it was me or his probation officer.
So fair.
Probably a combo.
Sometimes I do want to... Now, he who shall not be named is blocked, will remain blocked, will always be blocked. And the other guy from Mount Pocono, the one with the rats...
Yes.
Sometimes... We didn't end bad. We really didn't. Sometimes I just want to check in.
Mm-hmm.
See how they're doing.
Yeah, the rats.
He's well, yeah, the rats. The hamster as well. He's one that I think I was a rebound for.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my
Because
God.
I found out towards the end, well, because he was one that he was like, he wouldn't ask me out until he had a plan to ask me out, but he wasn't going to ask me out until the time felt right, but we were talking for like 9 months at this point, a whole fucking pregnancy, could have had a baby. I've been putting things in how long a pregnancy takes terms. Like, that's just been, like, how I'm timing things. It's what I've been doing it for a while, but I work with a pregnant woman, and, like, somebody said something about, like, 6 months, and I was like, damn, that's 2 whole trimesters. And she just looked at me and she was like,
well,
what?
The one channel I watch on YouTube, the one... He's... Oh! They say 18 months, and he actually said that was a whole pregnancy. And
An elephant pregnancy,
yeah,
maybe?
that's what they said.
Oh my gosh.
That's what they said. It was an elephant pregnancy.
I know too much about pregnancy. But yeah, I feel like I was a rebound for him. Because towards the end, I found, like, letters that he still had from his ex.
And
it was like, yeah. And it was like one of those things where I was like, hey, what are these? And he was like, they're nothing. Just put them back. And I was like, that's weird. That's weird. And then it was just kind of a...
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi.
Everybody, welcome my boyfriend.
We've been recording for 2 hours.
Yeah, we've been talking our longest episode to date. Oh yeah, Megan, this is Dave. Dave, this is Megan.
Hi.
They've never met in person. And now they're meeting on the podcast. I wish we had a camera.
God damn it.
We could have got a camera today.
Yeah, we could have. This is very...
You're not allowed to listen to this episode when it goes live.
I'll just show it to all the guys at work again.
No! Yeah, he said he showed the TikTok to all his friends at work.
Aww.
But then he said no. He didn't, and he was lying. 'Cause he's a liar.
I got Raoul doing this now. Mhm.
Yeah, instead of flipping off for real.
I know.
I'll walk around, he'll look at me, I'll smile, go,
Ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Ridiculous. 2 hours and 8 minutes now. Are you gonna upload this whole thing live?
I'm gonna have to
Well,
take out
yeah,
the bit.
edit.
But that, yeah.
This is a
Why
long
not?
podcast. Do we keep talking?
I don't even remember what we were talking about before.
Situationships.
Yeah.
All of them.
I
And
feel
how they
like,
suck, because dating culture sucks.
Yeah. And that's basically it. I
Yeah.
think we can end it there.
Probably.
Okay, listeners. We were Yap City today. We have
What is this, Yap City?
We have our bachelor's in Yapology, and that was this episode today.
I don't know what this episode... I do not remember where we started. I don't remember where we left off. I don't remember anything that happened. We talked about dreams. We talked about dating. We talked about criminals.
This was
we talked
therapy.
about... Oh, this was therapy.
This was GirlChat therapy.
You either have to title this episode Therapy or Bachelor's in
Yapology.
Yapology.
I'll put that in the little... I'll put either GirlChat, girl... chat therapy / bachelors
In Yapology.
in Yapology. I love both of those names. Thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you for tuning in. I hope you listen to the whole thing, whatever time it ends up being. It will probably still be over
the
2
YouTube
hours.
crowd has been pretty good on that end.
YouTube.
Yay, YouTube.
Eventually we will get cameras for you guys and you can see what we look like.
Yeah.
Just don't leave any mean comments or we'll never
or
upload
we'll cancel
again.
you. We'll
I'll cancel you. I'll put you on Tana Mojo's canceled pod.
And that is all.
Bye.